Here is another problem of special angle, right? Now let's read the word problem carefully. Top of the 10-meter flagpole is at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees and 60 degrees respectively for the two friends Tom and Bob. Determine the distance between them if they are standing on the opposite sides of the flagpole. Neglect the height of their eye level for simpler calculation. So they are on the opposite side, okay? Now let's think like this. Make a sketch. Now here, so there's a flag which is 10 meter high. So we'll put this height as 10 meters. Okay. At an angle of elevation of 30 degrees and 60 degrees respectively from two friends. Correct. So let's assume 30 degrees is kind of much less wider. So let's say this is 30 degrees. Okay. So $30 and $60 respectively for the two friends Tom and Bob. So Tom is at 30 degrees angle of elevation, okay, and Bob is at 60 degrees, and they are on the opposite side. So we'll make it 60 degrees, kind of like this, okay. Let's say Bob. Now let's say this is our flag. We'll write F here and O for this on the ground. Okay. Now determine the distance between them if they are standing in the opposite. So we have to find total distance from T to B. Let's say this distance from T to O, let it be X, and from O to B, let it be Y, right? So that is our simple diagram which represents the situation, and that's the first part of any word problem. Think, visualize, put it on a paper, and now strategy. Now how do we find these things, T, O plus this? So that means we know angle. Yeah, let's write down the angle also. We know this angle is how much? 30 degrees for Tom. Well, it is angle of elevation. Angle of elevation is always with the horizontal. So with the horizontal, it is 30 degrees. And for Bob, it is 60 degrees. Correct? Now, so that's our diagram. Now how will you solve it? Now you need to find X and Y, which happens to be the base, adjacent side of this right angle triangle, right? Let's consider this triangle TFO. Then if you see from 30 degrees, that becomes the opposite side, and this is the adjacent right side. Therefore, what should you use? You could use tan, correct? So tan of 30 degrees is what? You say tan of 30 degrees is equal to 10 over x. 10 over x, right? Now what is special triangle with 30 degrees? Do you remember that? Okay, let's sketch one again, right? Always it's a good practice to sketch your special triangle. It helps, right? Whenever you have a trigonometric problem, first sketch your special angles, right? So here we have, let's say 60 degrees is here, and this is 30 degrees, and this is 90 degrees, correct? Then this triangle has these sides as 2, 1 and square root 3. That's a special triangle for 30 and 60 degrees. I prefer to work with this because it gives me both the angles in one triangle. For 30 degrees, tan is what? Tan is opposite over this, so it gives me 1 over square root 3, correct? Yes, so I will write this as tan 30 is 1 over square root 3. So I'll write this as 1 over square root 3 is equal to 10 over x. Now to find x, I'll cross multiply and say x equals to 3 times 10, which is 30. So we got x. So simple, right? Similarly, we'll do for this triangle. This time triangle FOB. Now here also we know the opposite side, and we need to find the adjacent. So what will you use? You will use tan. You know why? You remember SOHCAHTOA? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, right? And cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. How about tan? Tan is opposite over adjacent. Now here, this is the angle, that's the opposite side, and this is the adjacent. Therefore, we'll use tan. Okay, and that's the reason why we use tan here also. Okay, so let me conserve space and give you tan 60 solution here itself. So we'll say tan of 60 degrees is equal to 10 over y, right? Exactly same procedure, and tan of 60 is what? Square root 3 over 1. So we can write this as square root 3 equals to 10 over y, and therefore y equals to 10 over square root 3. Correct. Now what is the distance between T and B? Tom and Bob. We want the total distance. Determine the distance between them if they are standing on the opposite side of the flagpole. So this is the flagpole, they are standing on the opposite side, and distance TB, so we'll write distance TB is actually equals to x plus y, right? Is equals to x plus y, and x is 30 for us. And how much is y? Y is oh, I think I did some mistake here. Tan of 30 degrees is 1 over square root 3. Sorry, I have just wrote 3 there, and that made it different. It is, sorry, this is square root 3, right? Tan of 30, you can see 1 over square root 3, right? Therefore, when I multiply, I don't get 30, I get 10 square root 3. Good, I found the mistake, right? It's always good to review, right? Now here, you get, when you cross multiply, square root 3 times 10 is 10 square root 3. So x is 10 square root 3, and y is 10 over square root 3. Okay, so this is x plus y, and x is 10 square root 3 for us. So we'll write here x as 10 square root 3 and y as 10 over square root 3. Okay, there are times when we really want to rationalize and we don't want to write square root 3 in the denominator. So I hope you remember rationalization. We can do it here also. So rationalization actually means multiplying by the radical, so that same radical. For here what we will do is, I'll show you rationalization here. So we can actually multiply and divide by square root 3. When we do so, then what do we get? Because multiply and divide by the same number doesn't really change the equality, correct? So we get y equals to 10 square root 3 over 3, right? Square root 3 times square root 3 is 3. So we get y as this. So it's a good time to rationalize it so that we get rid of radical from the denominator. Okay. Now we will substitute this value of y here, and we will get this is equals to 10 square root 3 over 3. Do you see that? Correct. So total length is, I can take 10 square root 3 common. So you get 10 square root 3, factor this out, and you're getting 1 here plus 1 over 3 here, correct? Now let me stretch it further, simplify it. So we get 10 square root 3, and this is, we'll take common denominator, so 1 could be written as 3 over 3, right? So then 3 plus 1 is 4, so we get 4 over 3, correct? So we can further extend it. 4 times 10 is 40 over 3 square root 3, correct? So that is the distance between the two friends. And now when we found the distance, it's a good time to write answer in words. Okay, so what is our answer? The right answer is distance between them is 40 over 3 square root 3 and units. So what are the units? The top of the flagpole is 10 meter high, therefore the units are meters, correct? Don't forget to write meters. Okay, now let's review what we did. So first, read the problem. Second, make a neat diagram to represent the situation, correct? Third, always I would like you to, whenever you do, make the relevant special angle triangle. That helps. We did a mistake, sometimes you do, right? And then you review what you've done. So when you review, if you've made a small mistake like that, you can always catch it and then move forward. Okay. Now, and then we relate our variables in a way so that we can find them. And we found here that we know the opposite side and we want to find adjacent. And for that, the best trigonometric relation to pick up is tan. So tan is opposite over adjacent. So we use tan of the angle given and found our unknown variables, the distance between the two friends. Correct? Simplifying. Now simplifying part here, I've extended this to simplifying radicals here. So it's a very important aspect to remember. Even in grade 11, I find students struggling at this point. So this was a good moment to simplify. Otherwise, we would have simplified the answer at the end. Now here, when we get y equals to 10 over square root 3, we could multiply and divide by the radical square root 3. Now, square root 3 times square root 3 is 3, and therefore we got rid of radical from the denominator. It is always a good practice to write your answer without any square root or radicals in the denominator. Okay, that is important, even if not specified. Okay, now we got this y value, and to find the total distance, we added x and y and got our result. Okay, I hope you appreciate the method and understand the approach. Have good luck. Try more problems. Practice is the best thing to do. Thank you.